Hello, it's Jonathan Cunningham here from Storm Event Safety, and we're here on site for the build of IFB 2016. It is in the ECL in Liverpool, and it's an incredible structure, as you can see at the moment. We've got the build of several huge dismantleable structures and temporary structures in this huge exhibition hall, as you can see behind me. I just want to go through in the next few minutes about some of the key considerations for large event safety. In this particular case, we're responsible for the safety of one of the major contractors on this particular site. The first thing is just make sure that you have and you conduct due diligence on your members of staff and contractors that are present. And that's about making sure that their risk assessments, insurance, and also references, that they have the experience and competence to be able to do the sort of things that you're going to expect them to do here on site. The next thing is also then making sure you have a series of meetings, site meetings and production meetings and safety meetings that are building up and going into quite some detail on the nature of the build, particularly in terms of what the expectation is for PPE and also the safety on site. The coordination then on site with a central briefing to all contractors being centrally coordinated, with then a series of wristbands for accreditation to make sure you're quite clear on who has been inducted and not inducted. When you're on site then, have safety officers such as ourselves and the rest of the team to be able to be independently be able to review and make sure you've got observation while the build is commencing, because you can't expect people to look after safety if they're actually involved in the build itself. You need someone sort of step aside from that. The relationships here are key, and it's probably one of the most important things when it comes to large event management and safety is the relationships. It's not about getting people's backs up, it's about working with people pragmatically. On-site things are going to go wrong, so how will you deal with them, and making sure that you've got suitable relationships in place to be able to deal with that. On site there are a number of considerations. Make sure you have welfare briefed into the staff and your contractors. Make sure you have crew catering if that's available, and then they're familiar with where the toilets are and obviously where the catering, as I mentioned. That you have a designated smoking area, that you have places where they can actually go and drink water, that on site you have fire provision are also accounted for, that in an accident and emergency first aid, there is a first aid point. That if there is an accident, they know how to report it and how to report hazards. Some of the significant hazards on site are such as working at height, as you can see behind me now, with the likes of use of cranes to reduce that, but also the likes of what is your rules for step ladders, for cherry pickers, for telehandlers. And all these things have got to be considered. Use of banksman and vehicle separation from the rest of your event staff is going to be absolutely key, so you've got a demarcated area. In addition, things falling from height, particularly from raised gantries, that things are placed onto lanyards. So these are just some of the key considerations that you've got to consider. The use of banksman, which you can see at the moment, while vehicles are being backed into quite a busy and at times chaotic event space. Many contractors are working extremely close to each other. All haven't worked, well, many times haven't worked together, and just making sure you've got someone to be able to coordinate that. So these are just some of the considerations, as you can see, and it's all about people getting on, lines of communication, and being able to deal with the unexpected. It's great fun, and if you have an event and you would like Storm to assist in the delivery of the safety or indeed event production, then please get in touch. It'd be great to have a chat to you, and we will see you soon. So get in touch with Storm Consultancy UK or find us on Google. Bye for now.